Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Duke CT, back with you once again with another pay-per-view review as I take a look at the recently finished Impact Rebellion. And it is one of the biggest pay-per-views of Impact Wrestling, but yet pro wrestling so far, as it is a championship versus championship match. Impact World Championship, AEW World Championship, with Kenny Omega versus Rich Swann. Before we get to that, let's get into the other matches of this card, which were very good. A lot of good stuff here, a lot of bland stuff here, but let's go over the good stuff. First up is Josh Alexander taking on Ace Austin with Madman Fulton versus TJP for the three-way match for the Impact Wrestling X Division Championship. Now, this was a great opening. Got some nice high-flying stuff from TJP, some good counters with Ace Austin as well. Some good stuff as well with Josh Alexander with his technical stuff, as well as TJP with some technical stuff as well. Good stuff all around. All three guys, great chemistry with each other, great action. Overall, though, one thing it just was weird that TJP brew with him. Maybe he's going to sweep away the competition, but I don't know. It didn't even come into play. As Josh Alexander picks up the biggest victory in his entire career, as he is the brand new X Division champion. Wow, did not see this coming, but you know what? The man worked hard. He was one of the longest reigning Impact Tag Team champions with Ethan Page as the North. And here I just want to see if he can carry himself by himself. And I think if he can do that, I think he does have that grit, pitbull type of energy and such. So I think Josh Alexander can bring that type of energy and that type of stuff to the X Division. He's not a high flyer, but he's more of the technical stuff, which has been missing in the X Division for a long while. So I hope with this, with this championship reign, we'll have more technical matches with in the X Division as well. A little bit of a mix, bringing in technical, high flying, and with some high impact moves and such, which is always a good thing. I don't know what they're gonna do with Ace Austin, but I don't know. Madman Fulton, who knows? Next up is Violent by Design taking on Chris Sabin, Eddie Edwards, James Storm, and Willie Mack. But Eric Young suffered a ACL injury, so he's gonna be out for this match. But he brings in this new person, W. Morrissey, a.k.a. Impact, Big Cass. Big Cass returns, and man, this was a shocker. And you know what? This was actually a really, good 8-man match. Everyone showed some good moves here. Sabin got some good stuff. Eddie Edwards, James Storm, Willie Mack, Dina stole stuff. Joe Doring, I'm loving Joe Doring. I love his just big, powerful moves and everything. And Morrissey, W. Morrissey showed, man, he really, I'm happy for him that he got himself cleaned. He got himself fixed. He got himself right mentally and physically. Stuff like that. So I'm happy for him and he looked really good in this match. Just honestly, I'm surprised he actually, got the pinfall as well. So, maybe there might be something for Violent by Design with him later on with Eric Young being on the shelf for a while. So I think this would be really interesting to see. So, and they were they were happy for him. So we don't know what type of stuff is going to be in the future. So I'm hopeful there's going to be some good stuff with it. So overall, by the way, I give this I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Also, the X Division match, I give it a 8 out of 10 as well. This was given like a very low 7. If I was going to say, low 7. Next up, we have Brian Myers versus Matt Cardona. It is what it is. They had some good stuff here, good chemistry, and the story was told really well. It just felt like a, a little bit of a breather match. I felt like it would be just a nothing match, but this proved to me, this is, they tried. Both of these guys really tried, and the intensity was there. I like the, Macadoo hitting the radio silence not once but twice on the outside. Good stuff there. But, at the end of the day, Brian Myers picks up the victory. by just after Macadoo hurts himself. He's like, oh man, he's looking hurt, and he was gonna shake his hand, maybe get back his friendship. Nope, punches, clotheslines him, and then hits the final, the roster cut for him to pick up the victory and continue on. I don't know what they're gonna lead into, Brian Myers, with this. He's finally moved on. He has been winning matches, so where is he going to go? Because what happens later on tonight, I don't know what they're going to do. But anyway, next up we have the tag team Impact Knockouts tag team match as Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering takes on Fire and Flavor, Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. Decent match, a little botchy stuff there. I think there was going to be supposedly like a cutter in some cases with Rachel Ellering, and I think it was Kiera or maybe a Tasha, something like that. They tried to do something, and then it just didn't work. But overall, the match was decent. Decent tag match. Not really oh my gosh, something great, but it was decent. And Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering with Jazz, who recently retired as their manager, I believe, I'll pick up the victory, which is and come new to Impact Knockouts Championship. So by the way, Rachel Ellering was pretty good. I think there is I think there is a very good talent, and Jordynne Grace is still Jordynne Grace. She's great, and I just think their match it wasn't. They just didn't connect sometimes, but hopefully when they do get that rematch, I expect better from these two teams, because I think they have the pieces, but I don't know what was. I didn't think they could have. What was it? Just there was something wrong there. It just didn't gel. I give it a 5 out of 10. Same as Brian, just 5 out of 10s. Next up, I think the pay-per-view really picked up here, as this was a great, brutal last man standing match as Tay Miguel takes on Sammy Callahan. Good stuff. I love the story of this being just brutal, just full of hatred and rage of Trey Miguel trying to say he doesn't have any passion. Trey Miguel doesn't have any passion. No, he does. He shows Sammy that he does have that passion. He does have that type of fire and energy. It just, really just shows how just brutal this match is. It showed how Sammy Callahan and Trey Miguel, good chemistry, showed how brutal the match is. You had one scene, you had Trey Miguel getting power slammed into one of the tables, the legs of the table, and they were upside down, so the table was like flat, and then bam, it looked like it just like, ooh, just pain. A lot of it was, and then it finished the match as Trey Miguel hits a nice cutter under the table that breaks, and Sammy, couldn't get up. Trey Miguel did and wins, and this is his biggest match. I give this an 8 out of 10. Very good last man stand. Brutal and just a very vicious last man standing match. Next up, FinJuice, David Finlay and Juice Robinson take on the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Machine Gun Anderson for the Impact World Tag Team titles. And this was a fun tag team match. Really good stuff. Both of these teams have great chemistry with each other. Action's on point. Both of them just... this is my first time watching FinJuice, and I am really impressed with David Finlay and Juice Robinson. I'm loving both of these guys. They're great, and I'm hopeful they have a good long reign. I hopefully they do. I really hope they do. And David Finlay, pretty much being doing some really good big things in the I think G1 tournament, shows that he does have the wrestling chops. He's hoping that he wins it one day. That'd be really nice. But overall, though, FinJuice wins with the most dreaded move of all time. To roll up as they retain the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships. I give this an 8 out of 10. Great stuff here. I really, really enjoyed this match. This next one, the Impact Knockouts Championship match with Deonna Purrazzo versus Dashwood. It was good. Deonna Purrazzo had some good stuff. Tenille Dashwood having some really good physical moves, the drop kick to the kick right into the face. That was just big stuff. I love it. Really good physical stuff there. The backs, yeah, I just didn't really know who to root for because both are villains. I wish they could have just put if they want to have some a better person here, maybe put Alicia Edwards in there. But I mean, she's decent or something because she's a baby face. She's actually people we could root for. Have her put in this match and see how she can go with Deanna and such. Build that up. That could be really good. But what we had, it is what it is. It was decent. They tried, but at the end of the day, Deanna Purrazzo picks up the victory. I give it a 6 out of 10. It really, my mood a bit. It's just, really, no disrespect to Neil Dashwood. She brought it when she did, but I just think Deanna Purrazzo needs a really good, really, really good competition. And it looks like she's going to get it with Taylor Ryle coming back. I'm hopeful that we'll have a great match down the road, and I have a really good suspicion they will. So, yeah, that's my opinion about that match. And now it is time for the main event. Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion, with Doc Gallows, and Carl Anderson, taking on Rich Swann, the Impact World Champion, with Eddie Edwards and Willie Mack. This, my friends, was as hyped to be and it deserves. So even though there were some botches here, they had a little bit of slips and slides, but overall, this was great. It reminded me of CM Punk and John Cena match back in Money in the Bank. They had some slips and slides, but overall, I was still engaged. I was, impressed. Both men have great chemistry with each other. There are parts in this match you thought Rich Swann was going to win. Definitely thought they were going to win, especially after that whole ref bump, and it looked like Kenny Omega was going to cheat, and then the AEW referee Aubrey Edwards said, "Nope, you're not cheating," and took the chair away, and then Rich hits that nice little lethal injection cutter, and it looked like it was like, oh snap, he might actually pull off the victory, but no. It is back and forth, but then a couple of V-triggers from Kenny Omega knocking out Rich Swann. Honestly, Rich Swann was out for maybe after the second one, but then Kenny Omega just kept doing it just to prove a point. Right in front of Eddie Edwards and Willie Mack, he kicks him in the head, knocks him out, picks up the victory. It kicks up the one-winged angel and picks up the victory as Kenny Omega wins and becomes the brand new Impact Wrestling Unified Champion. Man, what a hell of a match. I give it a 10 out of 10. Great stuff for Rich Swann and Kenny. And I don't know what Rich Swann goes. I mean, he looked like he was really hurt, so he might be gone for a while. And you have Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is probably going to lose the AEW title to Adam Page. I think he will. Maybe that's just me because he is number one contender. I don't know if they're going to ride that story out to All Out. Some people, we should just do it to All Out. Like, nah, I think personally he should be holding that. I think it's time for Kenny Omega to take that L at Double or Nothing. He's been riding high for a long while. In fact, funny enough, I think Rich Swann actually won the Impact Championship before Kenny Omega won the AEW title. So, it's very interesting. A very interesting little thing there. So I think Kenny Omega could drop the title there. I think it would be something, wouldn't be too hard for him. He'd still be the belt collector and everything and still be around. Unless they're going to try and bring Ring of Honor or the NWA into this. Who knows? But in my personal opinion, I think it's time for Kenny Omega to finally lose the AEW title. But also, big up to Rich Swann because he didn't win that thing in October, and he has been very good. He had great matches. He had great stuff overall. Him and Moose, him and Chris Bay, him and Eric Young, and stuff like that. I think he did some really good matches. So Rich Swann should feel no shame of his run for the Impact Championship. He shouldn't. As it would be something really interesting to see later on into the show. It's going to be really good. I think there's some good stuff coming, for AEW and maybe Impact Wrestling because You never know. Maybe they'll finally bring back King of the Mountain. Now, that would be one way to get rid of Kenny Omega with the Impact Championships, if they want to do that, which that'd be pretty cool. But overall, I really did like Rebellion. I really enjoyed the call. I really enjoyed it. Overall, I will give it a 8 out of 10. Yes, it's a fun pay-per-view. I will watch again, and here's hoping the next Impact one is going to be the next Impact pay-per-view will answer some of these looming questions. What's going to happen for the world title? What are they going to be fighting for? No more contendership match. What's going to happen with Rich Swann? Who knows? Will Rich Swann give up? Will he quit? Or will he try to go to AEW? Which will be really foolish. I mean, they should have done that earlier. But, hey, better late than never. But overall, I think this could be a very interesting, times for both companies in AEW and Impact Wrestling. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is Duke CT here. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.